I'd rather just listen to my own stream playlist, if anything else.
That's fair.
Alright. Should also get your stream up. Oh, you are already live.
I am live. We are live. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Vertical Vibes. Today, we are going to be talking about Fortnite in VR. At least that's what I gathered from this.
It's not Fortnite in VR. It is way better than that.
What's better than Fortnite in VR?
Literally anything else. Hi, Custom.
Hi, Custom. Custom, isn't Fortnite in VR such a great idea? Like, I'm excited. I'm hyped.
I mean, hey, you know what? Technically, it is successful since we have Population 1. And that is Fortnite in VR, essentially. Fortnite in VR even real? So, yes and no. We're going to get into that. That is technically both true, but not true in probably the capacity that you're hoping for.
Alright.
I'm just getting the chat put on my hand.
I'm so excited for this parkour map. Look how fun it is. Look at all this.
Briefly was thinking about like, oh, we should have done a Valentine's Day map for this Vertical Vibe since we're not going to have a Vertical Vibes by the time Valentine's Day. And then I was just like, whatever.
This works, right? Because Valentine's, pink, red, purple. There's pink.
I don't know any couple that has given each other donuts. Actually, you know what? I can see that happening. Never mind.
Like fancy donuts? I could see that.
Yeah,
they do chocolate covered
donuts.
strawberries, so.
I actually recently interviewed for a job at a donut factory.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very fast-paced and was very much
Have you ever had like a fancy like dessert where they put like those gold flakes on them?
Oh, I was like, fancy desserts, AK, you know I'm a sweets engineer, right?
Have you ever put gold flakes on your desserts?
No, because it's pointless. It doesn't add anything except...
I don't like it.
It's pretentious.
I tried it once because I was like, sure, why not? And it just tasted like metal, like straight up metal.
Appreciate it, Custom. I mean, it is... Why is your hair unusually shiny and glossy here, too? Like,
Rec
your
Room
hair
Studio.
is also glossy.
It must be the lighting.
Oh, okay. So is this... You know, I wouldn't think this was Rec Room. Well, granted, I guess obviously the Skybox is Rec Room Studio.
Wait, you wouldn't think that this is Rec Room Studio?
Yeah, okay, I know. It's just everything surprising. I'm surprised your hair's as glossy as it is.
Do you not see the floor?
Your sweater is glossy. That's not supposed to be glossy.
Look at the floor. You can like see the sky in the floor.
Yeah, I know. That was the first thing I noticed. Is this place is surprisingly glossy.
Oh, my hand's gone. It's back. Okay. What do you guys think of the map? What do you guys think? We haven't really started, but
donut-like.
Speaking of donuts, what's your favorite kind of donut?
I like a Bavarian cream.
I know what that means.
Ooh, actually, Smith's does a maple bacon donut. It's a maple
I've had a maple donut before. Those are pretty good.
Bacon on it. But with bacon on it?
No, just a maple donut.
I mean, they make vegan bacon. You could put that on it.
Why would I need to do that? Can I not just have a maple donut just all by itself? What if I just really love maple?
Maple bacon ice cream's pretty good. Had that.
Okay. Chocolate plus glaze.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Solid.
Can't go wrong there. Actually, I like a red velvet cake donut.
Ooh, they're cake donuts? I like the blueberry ones.
Mmm.
The blueberry donuts. Those are so good.
Okay. Right.
Let me show the room before we get started. So this room, just kidding. Stream your camera, POV. Okay, there we go. This room, Donut Parkour Obby.RRS. Wow, it really says it in the name too, gamer. Rec Room Studio, right there.
I didn't read the name. You picked out the map.
I did pick out the map. This is a quest apparently, and an obby. Super excited.
Quest to get out of it.
Look at this photo, it's so great. Okay, here are the creators. The inventions used, few inventions. Alright, let's get started.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of other opportunities to show the creators, considering that they put buttons literally every segment of this parkour. I'm looking out there and there are just buttons everywhere. Like,
yeah.
You guys are being too aggressive. Like, I can understand maybe doing it once or twice, like, depending on the room.
These buttons look nice right here, like with the donuts and everything.
Yeah. I feel like you gotta offer something and like actually let the person experience the map before you're like, hey, why don't you subscribe to our creators and stuff? Because it's like you're just asking us right at the beginning and then constantly asking us, which makes me hate you. I mean, I don't hate you, but I did very much
hate.
am not
Gamer.
interested.
Hate is such a strong word.
It is, which is why I redacted it.
Okay.
Very quickly.
All right.
Is it just me, or do some donuts have banger chocolate drinks? I know we used to sell a chocolate soda.
A chocolate soda?
Yeah, and we do pretty good hot chocolate.
And you guys get on to Kooks about his pilk.
Okay, pilk?
You literally said chocolate soda, okay? And
yeah.
What's milk?
But at least
and
it was
Pepsi,
designed for that.
Bad.
You can't be mixing.
There's cream soda. What's wrong with milk and Pepsi?
I mean, I will admit it is essentially an Italian soda, and I do like Italian soda. That's the wrong one, AK.
I know.
You should just see me jump down there.
So you go through the yellow one. Can I just like make the jump? Okay, it's not orange.
It's green.
Okay.
But anyways, okay. So what we're talking about today is the Universal Unreal Engine Injector, VR injector. So essentially, this guy came out not too long ago, and what it's used for is to be able to convert any game that runs on Unreal Engine 4 or 5, which is a lot of games. Like that is that and Unity, I think, are like two of the biggest game engines you're gonna find on the market that people use.
What are the other ones? Are there other ones?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. RE Engine's a good one because it is very moddable. I actually have used in Monster Hunter Rise. It's on the RE Engine, and very quickly it got modded so it had VR support. Same with the Resident Evil games, hence why it's called RE Resident Evil. And most of Capcom's games. But anyways, Unreal Engine is definitely a big title on the definitely a big used engine. Rec Room's on Unity. But
okay.
Oh, smooth move, X-Lack.
You gotta climb it.
Climb it. You don't have to climb it.
What?
Where are you?
Where do I go, gamer?
I don't know. I don't
I'm at
see
the
where
rainbow
you are.
blocks.
The rainbow blocks? I don't even know where that is.
Oh wait, clamber. I got it.
Oh, there you are. Yes.
I tried jumping around the first time and it didn't work.
But anyway, so it is a universal mod essentially to be able to. Wow, your tracking really is off. I keep seeing your right hand below you. Anyways, so basically any game, pretty much any game that runs Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5, you can just go ahead and inject with the mod. And play it, turn it into a VR, and you'll be able to at least have 6-dot tracking, which means like you'll be able, like how I move my head in Rec Room, bobbing it forward, backwards, left, and right. It is going to be able to track that, and you're going to get that experience. Now, a lot of these games are just you still have to play with controller or keyboard and mouse, whatever your preferred method is. A lot of them still require that. There's been a lot of perversion as far as the discussion goes about what this does, because a lot of people are like, oh wow, over 10,000 games now run natively in VR. It's like, no, that's not the case. You're going to be able to get that VR visual experience, but like the gameplay, being able to move stuff and interact with things, that's not in there because these games were never intended to do that in the first place. So it's not as crazy as some people are making it sound. It is a really big step because it does make it a lot easier if there's enough people who want to mod a specific game to be able to do like.
I want to mod
Fortnite. Like more on that in a second. They have there are some games though that do have that super level immersion, like Returnal. That is a PlayStation exclusive that got added to PC, and you do actually get to move your hand and you're actually holding the gun and stuff. And it's a lot more immersive. But another issue with this is that these games were never intended with VR. Like if anybody's ever done a VR conversion on a game, like let's say Half-Life 2, those are two big ones. Those games are a lot harder to do in VR. So like, because you're human, you got human movement. You can only move your hands so much and so fast and whatnot. So that's a bit of an issue. you get tired very quickly, or you're just not nearly as good as you would be with mouse and keyboard. So like you have, if there's an option, you got to put the game on its easiest mode, and even then it's still going to be harder, because like you've got aim assist and everything on that kind of stuff regularly, but when you're in VR, that doesn't really exist. If you had aim assist, that would take you out of the immersion. If suddenly you're like, you'd notice your gun drifting a lot more if that was the case, or something like that. Now on to the Fortnite thing. So yes, Fortnite does run on Unreal Engine 4, and it's great, or it's on Unreal Engine 5, because Epic is actually the producers of Unreal Engine. AK, look, I'm happy to hold this whole thing, which is why you're able to speed up. You gotta slow back.
It's the left one, the green one.
Anyways, so yes, technically Fortnite does work, but they consider that you modding and exploiting the game, because you are going into the files and you are changing things around, and you are technically playing a different way that could or could not give you a competitive advantage over other people. So that is considered hacking, and you could absolutely get banned or whatever. Now, some people have been some people have been actually playing Fortnite in VR still, but that is because you can run a private server. It's a real pain to set up and a bit tricky, and definitely kind of hard to find 100 people who are all willing to do this, to play a single game of Fortnite in VR. So it's not recommended, but yes, you 100% can play Fortnite in VR. You just can't play online with people or on your actual account, or else you're going to instantly get banned and not be able to play.
That's so tragic.
Well, stick to Population 1 for now.
I haven't even played Half-Life Alyx yet. I've had my index for like a year and a half.
Are they still giving away a copy of Half-Life Alyx with that thing?
Yeah, I have it, but I just haven't played it.
I was thinking of going through that game, because there's a special mode that you play through, or there's an achievement for like I know Half-Life 2 did this. I don't think Half-Life 1 did, but there's like a garden gnome that you can find at the beginning of the game, and if you manage to carry it with you throughout the whole game, you get an achievement for it. I've been meaning to do that.
Bye, Custom. Have a good day at school. You heard all the best parts, all the Fortnite parts. You're good.
That's not. Anyways. What? But yeah, I think this is cool, but it's just like, I don't know, like how well it's. What? That
part looks like Gushers.
Oh yeah, look at that. I haven't even thought of Gushers. Yeah, if they just thinned them out a little bit in the center, yeah, that 100% would be. Great. Now I might need to go. No, I'm not getting Gushers. I remember during the whole Tide Pod instant thing, somebody messaged Gushers on Twitter and was like, "Hey guys, I got a great idea for your next product," and they're like, "Awesome, DM us. Well, we'd love to hear it." And then he was like, "All right, imagine making Tide Pod Gushers." Immediately got blocked.
And then people were eating those like jelly candies, right?
You know what?
Those big round ones.
Yeah, I forgot about those things. Is that still a trend? Do people still buy those?
I think sort of.
I mean, it must be interesting with the internet nowadays, making it so random products just suddenly burst into popularity, like fidget spinners. Like, that was crazy. I remember, like, regardless of where you worked, as long as you had an exchange of money happening with like normal people, just average Joe. Yeah, like not official business things.
Right.
Like just people who are going about their day, you were guaranteed to see that store selling fidget spinners. I remember 3D printing so many fidget spinners for me and my friends.
That's fun.
Yeah, I even have this like one fidget spinner that's white indoors, but it turns bright pink when it goes outside.
Oh. That's so funny that we're talking about fidget spinners, because last night, Jabluna sent me a photo of a fidget spinner. He was like, I'm back in 2016.
Wow. Speaking of fidget spinners, though, or Jabluna, not fidget spinners, he actually has been using the Unreal Engine VR injector. He has actually used it for Pal World.
Oh.
Which, yeah.
That makes sense.
I think he got bored of it quickly, though. I will say, one of the issues with like the Unreal Engine injector for some games, like when I modded Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for VR, one of the biggest issues is that game is designed for VR, or not designed for VR. It's not designed for VR, and it's designed specifically to play in third person. So one of the issues I came across is like is not having the spatial awareness that I would have in third person, which is a weird thought to think of because you're in VR, you'd think your spatial awareness would be off the chain, but when you get that over the shoulder view or whatever, you can see a lot more to your left, to your right, and whatnot. So I didn't have that spatial awareness, so it makes it harder, which is again a case with all these Unreal Engine games and would be the case with Fortnite VR. You don't have that as much spatial awareness because you can't see it's
Wait, did someone say Fortnite?
see as much.
Wait.
That's
what did I say?
Did somebody say Fortnite?
Oh, I did say that? Okay.
You did say. What did you think you said?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Not this way.
I shouldn't have followed you. Always hug the right wall. That is the maze solution.
For some reason, whenever we do mazes, I just like forget any tricks or techniques.
These like foam pads are. These are supposed to be foam. They're not supposed to be this glossy.
You can see the reflection of the sky.
One thing I will say that I think we need to point out is one thing that I saw on my watch when I came in, that Rooms 2.0 is available for everybody. I just wanted to
that's right. I heard about that.
Yeah, so that's cool. Everybody has access to Rooms 2.0.
It's just an option now, right? It's just on your watch?
I guess so. I didn't really read into it too much.
Okay, well, if it is, all you have to do is go to... Gamer.
Wow.
Gamer.
Died out
Gamer.
of the room.
Gamer.
Which means you're going to be at the very start.
Gamer.
You do know you're going to be at the very beginning, right?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
You know, I'm going to a new instance of this room.
We're going to go look at my dorm room.
I'm going to a new instance of this room because you're going to have to start over from the beginning, and I don't really care to jump all the way or wait for you. Do you want to continue in this exact room?
I want to finish that one, but it's a big one.
Well, you're just going to have to be faster. You got some practice now.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. Invite me.
Invited. It's more that it's just going to skip and then get back to where you are right now.
Go, load. And we're back.
We are?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that we are in fact back. Okay, cool. Oh wait. Okay, never mind. No, we good, we Gucci. Okay.
I think that might have been the issue, it not being an administrator.
I wonder if that was the issue last time, because honestly, it seemed like your internet speeds were good enough for it. Anyways, okay. And again, you are jumping ahead while I was reading things. Thank you for that.
I'm the camera person, you know, I'm just sitting here so I can watch you, and if you fail, I can capture
But what if I get too far and you can't hear? And you're also not going to be looking back.
I mean, I'll be able to hear you. I have supersonic hearing.
No, you don't.
What?
That's fake. You don't have that.
Yes, I do.
No, you really don't. I'm convinced half the time you don't even have regular hearing.
Just because sometimes I have selective hearing doesn't mean I don't have regular hearing.
Well, at least you admit that it's selective. Yeah.
This looks like a bar of butter.
Yeah, it does. Anyways, okay, so I need to repeat some of the stuff that I said. I don't even remember what I was saying.
You got through Jabluna, split screen.
Oh yeah, I was talking about like, yeah, so these games aren't designed, they don't have like your PC limitations in mind when it comes to how much computer utilization, how much it's hitting your GPU and whatnot, because it's just not, the developers did not intend for this to be in VR. So having that second camera angle is really taxing. It's not as bad as if like split screen co-op is no longer a thing on a lot of games because of that very reason. Like for if you're like me and grew up with the Call of Duty shoot 'em mans, originally you had 4-player split screen, and then after that, or slowly it became only up to 2-player split screen, and now it's just single players or 1-person split screen, and you got to use a special, or you have to have everybody else on their own systems, because it's just too hard to render those multiple camera angles, and have that in mind. Because like think of rendering the game, like obviously it's not quite like this, but think of trying to render the game twice for split screen. It's like when you have those camera angles, you have to render everything this player sees, but also what everything that player sees. So, but with VR, obviously it's not as hard because it's only one screen, or it's both cameras are right next to each other, but it's still impactful to have that second camera regardless.
Are split screen games really not a thing anymore?
No, I mean there's some, but like I can tell you, like if you ever see a split screen game, it's not going to be like the most graphically beautiful game. It just doesn't happen anymore.
R.I.P.
Yeah, Halo tried to do it, Halo Infinite, but they just couldn't get it really working that well. I think they did eventually figure it out, but yeah.
Split screen games are so funny, especially
yeah,
if they're like fighting PvP, whatever ones, because you can just cheat.
Screen peeking, you mean?
Yeah.
There is actually a game on Steam that's famous for that. It's called Screen Peeking, and it is a PvP shooter game that everybody is invisible. So the only way you can actually get another player, is by peeking at their screen to see where they are.
Wow.
So it's the whole point is you have to screen peek to win. Sony, I remember, I wanted this TV from them. They had a TV where you could actually, it would actually have both images like interlaced together. So you'd have player 1 screen and player 2 screen on the same TV, and you'd have to both wear a special pair of glasses to see your screen. Yeah, but you had to have a game. You had to have games developed specifically for it, and yeah, it just was not the best in practice, or it just didn't get supported. It's cool, but like, nowadays with how unless you're in Japan culture, you're mostly playing away. I mean, heck, AK, most of the people we play co-op games with or play games with don't even live in the same state. Sometimes not even the same country.
That's fair and very true.
So, but Japan's culture is very much like you're sitting down to do this stuff together. So a lot of Japanese games still do split screen gaming because to their culture, that is very important. But at the same time, some companies like Square Enix are realizing, you know what? And Square Enix just came out and said this, that they cannot rely on Japan to be profitable these days, like just because of how expensive it is now. Gaming is to make and manufacture games. You have to be able to rely on the Western audience because the US is the biggest and cheapest place to be a gamer. Not that it seems cheap, but let that say, like, we may think it like an example. A new game in Australia would cost $120 US, or not US dollars, Australian dollars. But that doesn't even translate to US dollars. In US dollars, that'd be $90. So they're still paying quite a bit more than us.
Games are 60.
Actually, the games are 70 now. That's the new MSRP. Yeah, since the PS5 and Xbox. Heck, even Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was $70.
Whoa.
Yeah, so price is going up.
Getting serious.
Yeah. I mean, these games nowadays will have like Starfield had a $200 million budget.
I forgot these are bouncing.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. And Yeah, they're expensive to manufacture these days. Or I mean, they were always expensive, but now it's just gotten out of hand. And like, yeah, I'm interested to see some of the stuff that comes out for VR from PlayStation side of things, since PlayStation and Oculus are really Meta are really the only ones putting money into VR, because right now VR is unfortunately really dead. It got a little extra life with the Quest 3 release, but VR still is kind of, not in a great position. But
I see the shine on your shirt from the room. Green, orange, green. No.
Green, orange, green. That.
Nope. Green, orange, something.
Green, orange, yellow, I think. Yep.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that was the first pattern.
It was, but I couldn't remember the spawns.
But yeah, so that's why one of this Unreal Injection thing is kind of getting a lot of feedback and stuff, because we don't have as many serious games in VR. So to be able to take a pre-existing VR game like Returnal, that's a game that I'm really excited to give a try in this. It does actually have really good VR support. And I think I will actually be trying to stream it. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, a game like Returnal, or like something that has a lot more of a budget behind it, to see that get this VR. The Callisto Protocol, that game had a $150 million budget. Don't know who bankrolled that game, because that was their first game they ever developed. It should not have had that much money. Yeah, that game was a total flop.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Good attempt, good hustle.
Yeah, it was being portrayed as like a successor to Dead Space, and Dead Space is my favorite series of all time, and I was really excited for it.
Oh,
and then
even
I
more
played
than
it
Monster
and stuff.
Hunter?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll play Monster Hunter more, but I love Dead Space, and unfortunately as well, a Dead Space remake did get announced to be released a month after the release of the Callisto Protocol. And the Callisto Protocol is made by like a bunch of the original devs of Dead Space. So that it was like EA, the company who owns Dead Space, versus Landing Star. I can't remember their name, but the other studio who has the developers who actually made the original Dead Space.
Oh.
It turns out that EA was actually extremely smart. They hired on a bunch of like YouTubers and stuff who have covered a lot of Dead Space stuff, people who are known for knowing Dead Space, and actually hired them on to be like a team to approve changes, or be like, does that feel like Dead Space? Does this feel like Dead Space? Anyways,
nice.
That game, Callisto Protocol, has that support since it is on Unreal Engine. So I would love to see how. Why are there random A's here?
Oh, because they knew I was gonna be
and
here.
And X's or pluses. I don't know. Oh, they're plus and times symbols. You're right. It's math. They knew you were gonna be here.
What?
For sure. Which?
Oh, they knew I was gonna be here. That's why they climbing. Yay.
Okay, it's climbing. Lame.
That one wasn't. Ouch.
No. We're good. It's easy. But yeah, so see something like the Callisto Protocol get some extra support is actually really cool. To see that game be getting some sort of life put back into it is awesome. But this could be good for the future, because a lot more games that, like, a lot of studios that don't have their own engines that use Unreal Engine or Unity. Unreal Engine's definitely going to get a lot more support, because Unity had a pretty big scare that happened recently with them.
Is it with needing a license or something?
Yeah, they had that huge licensing that was going to make it so it would be really hard to make a profitable game on Unity, especially if you were a smaller developer. They claimed that they had things planned out for smaller developers and whatnot, but it really wasn't looking like a fair shot. So a lot of people had stopped their Unity projects, games that they were making on Unity, and some of them just had to keep doing it, because like switching engines mid-development is a huge issue. But because of that, even though Unity did just kind of go back on their thing and said like, all right, you know what, guys, we'll be reasonable. We're gonna go back on it. Now it's put fear in Unity. So people aren't. Wow, you weren't actually scared to hit that one. People aren't scared of using Unity. So Unreal Engine will probably be receiving new support here soon, or a lot more support, which will be great for this Unreal Engine injector. It's not the solution. It's not going to make every VR game work, or every Unity game work automatically for VR, but it is a really good step in the right direction of getting that support that we want, of seeing more game, making it a lot easier to mod these games, to have these tools in place. But it's not as big as everybody thinks.
Wow. Yeah. That was a lot of information.
Look, moral of the story is
Fortnite in VR.
It is not in VR. That was what I was gonna say. You're not gonna be playing Fortnite in VR or any multiplayer game, really. Unless it doesn't have easy anti-cheat or something like that, then there's a chance. But probably not.
There's still hope.
Very hopeful, but I would say it's a little misplaced.
Well, thanks, Gamer, for carrying today all that information. I knew about like 3 different topics that you covered, like Fortnite in VR. Yeah, that was the main. That's the main point. Yeah. That it is possible, but you will probably get banned if you do it on your main account. So don't do it on your main account.
Or at all, because they could IP ban you.
Ooh. I guess we gotta wait a bit longer for Fortnite in VR. Or just play
Population 1. Play Population 1. Rec Royale needs support. Or something. I don't know.
Alright. Well, thanks everyone for joining. Thanks, Gamer, for all that info.
You're welcome.
I really like this parkour. Look at this. It's so fun and bright and shiny and colorful.
Everything is too shiny.
I would spawn in donuts for us to end this, but we're kind of in the air, so I don't think that'll work too well.
Why is that a problem?
You can put it on your hand, right?
Yeah. Wait, come on.
Wait.
Oh, you cannot spawn consumables here.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
missed opportunity.
I know. Like, why not? It's a donut parkour. Why not let people spawn their donuts? Or you get a lot of room photos that way.
Speaking of room photos, let's get a room photo right here.
Yeah, okay. In front of the scary donut?
Yeah. Because this one has a face.
I mean, there's a couple
and it's
of
closer,
faces.
because it's right here.
But what if I wanted to do it in front of that one? That one looks bigger.
Well, I'm terrible with camera angles, so no, we're not moving the camera. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Donut. I can't make it. I'm trying to make a round donut shape.
5, 4.
Oh my
3,
gosh, you put it on
2,
10 seconds. I hate
1.
this. I hope that came out donut shaped.
It came out A shape.
It was that shaped donut. I mean,
depends on what kind of donuts you're eating.
You know, donuts come in all shapes and sizes. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, in fact. That was my first job. So I know.
You know.